Hi guys, welcome back. One second, guys. Sorry about that. Hi guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. So if you like trading cryptocurrencies and learning the best strategies to do so, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, where I think it's headed, and we'll obviously go and chart out a lot of altcoins. We have a lot of movement today, and yeah, where I think this whole cycle is headed. So with that, let's jump right in. This is the Bitcoin weekly chart, and you can see we have been in a nice bull run pretty much since March 2020, and it really got heated up in late October of 2020, and here we are. And even though we made all-time highs only about a month ago, we have been basically moving sideways between roughly 45 and 60,000 for over about 3 months now. So but there is one thing to be kind of cautious of, and that is that we did hit on the weekly, we did finally hit the 21-week EMA. This happened a few days ago when we had that dip. And that's the first time this whole bull market that we've really hit it since we started taking off in October. So that is definitely, that is definitely substantial and something to keep our eyes on there. Now, this is normal in a bull market for us to hit that a few times, 2, 3, 4 times. It's okay. But you do not want to sit below it too long, okay? So if we go to the daily here and just kind of zoom out here, I'll turn on our, you can see we are below the 100-day EMA. And if I turn on, let's turn on the 200-day. We will make that yellow. Okay, so you can see we have not touched down there yet. So this is what I'm thinking will happen, and basically I see two main possibilities or probabilities here. And I'm not, my initial thoughts on what was going to happen, I said around mid-March I thought we would continue trading sideways here for a couple months, and that's exactly what has happened. I said between 50 and 60,000. We have mainly stayed in there most of the time. Now, I said I thought things would get tighter and we would start coiling up until we finally blast off. That is still a good possibility in my mind. So basically, we would do something like this, and then finally blast off. That is one possibility. Now, I don't just rely on my own analysis on everything. I like to get a lot of different points of views. And one trader that I really admire and respect his analysis on everything is Bob Lucas. And I'm going to pull up his tweet here for you guys. Let me put it in full screen here. And basically what he's saying is, we did tag the 21-week moving average. And he's thinking we're going to see, a slight uptick here causing a bear flag. And then we will roll over and drop to the lowest point we will see in the short term. So basically, he's saying right around 42,000, which lines up with the highs from January. Okay? So I think either what I said will happen or this scenario is also very likely to play out. Now he says if we do hit 42,000, to expect basically a V-shaped recovery that starts, in his words, a ripping rally. So this will be a huge buy signal for a lot of possible institutions and a lot of the smart money that has been waiting for this opportunity and probably already has buys in these areas. So I would not expect price to stay down here, long whatsoever. And I think after we hit here, it will kind of reset all of the, it will reset the RSI. It will reset a lot of the indicators. It will reset into a new phase of our bull cycle. So in no way am I or Bob Lucas saying that this bull market is over. Neither of one of us believe that is the case. But basically, a good scenario would be that we come down, tag that $42,000 mark, and then that is our reset, and this train starts moving again. So, basically, if I was to draw that out on the chart, and the 200-day moving average lines up perfectly at this moment in time. So basically, with his scenario, he's saying that we're going to have some sort of bear flag here, and then Bitcoin rolls over and we touch the 42, and then we start moving up fast. So this is a scenario he's talking about. Again, the 200-day moving average was touched a few times in the 2017 bull cycle. So this is completely normal. And when it was, you also did get a nice recovery and forward momentum from there. So as far as Bitcoin goes, either one of these scenarios I think is very likely to play out. But again, I think it will be, 1 to 3 weeks before this happens. But I don't think it's going to be much longer than that. So again, these are predictions based on analysis. It's not financial advice, but I think a lot of I think either one of these options is very possible in the next few weeks. If we do go on the 1 hour here on Bitcoin, we were able to, break out of this triangle. So I can actually, take that off here. And now we started changing the 1 hour. We're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And now we have not been able to make a higher low here. But like if we go to the 4 hour here, basically anything above 49,100 is a higher low on the 4 hour. So let's see, it is possible, we turn this around in both the scenarios I was talking about. It would be that we turn this around and probably get up to at least 52, 53,000 before, basically forming a bear flag before, coming down even further. So that's what I'm thinking for Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum still showing strength, up 7-8% today. Moving a lot more than Bitcoin, recovering a lot more, is now above the 21 moving average on the 4 hour chart here. So it might be holding support there. And yeah, Ethereum and altcoins still looking good. Bitcoin dominance still dropping. All-time lows, within the last 4 hours at 41, basically 41%. And like I said, I thought we were going to 40. I think that's still the case. One scenario I was thinking of is that if we go to the daily here and go back to 2017, on the daily, we got all the way down to 35.41 was our lowest mark on the daily here. So I will put a marker there, and basically if either one of the scenarios plays out the way I'm thinking for Bitcoin, it is possible that Bitcoin drops all the way down to that almost exact level. Let's say 35.4, okay? And being the bottom from 2017, could be the bottom of this first phase, where then it all seems to be kind of lining up if these scenarios play out for Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops down to 42,000. Bitcoin dominance drops down to 35. And then Bitcoin takes the reins back. And we see Bitcoin dominance do something, along these lines. And I'm not saying it's going to go back to 70%. I think that's very unlikely. But getting back up to let's say 60%, I think back to this congestion area around 62, I think that is definitely possible before. And this could be, it's not all going to happen at once, but if Bitcoin starts rocking and rolling all the way up to 100K and beyond, you better bet Bitcoin dominance is going to go up relatively fast um, until it tops out, in which Bitcoin dominance would then start dropping, pretty fast. And we actually end up making a lower low, possibly around, 25% Bitcoin dominance, being the bottom for this cycle. I can definitely see this sort of scenario playing out for the final phase of this cycle. And when I say final phase, we're talking, let's say the end of May, Bitcoin goes to 42K and then takes the reins and gets all the way up to 150, 200,000 by, basically June, July, August, by September. So in 3 months, it gets up to 150, 300,000. These are obviously everything has a little wiggle room here with what I'm saying. I'm just saying this type of scenario makes sense with what we've seen in the past. Okay. Um, and then once it tops out, you see the dominance just drop while everyone filters money into the altcoins while the altcoins start peaking. So, and that may last a couple weeks, and the bull run ends sometime in September. That is a possibility. Um, we will see. It could take much longer for Bitcoin to get to, to top out. It could take a couple more months, in which we end closer to the end of the year. But yeah, I think Bitcoin has consolidated enough, and we might have one more final, uh, you know, test of the $42,000 mark, which we really haven't tested since we passed it, back in February. So a lot of this all kind of makes sense. Now, Bitcoin doesn't always make sense, but we will see what happens here. Yeah. And, obviously I'll be here telling you what I'm doing. But yeah, that's my that's my broad cycle analysis for Bitcoin and the altcoins for, the next few months, what I think will happen, what will take us into the final phase for Bitcoin here. Um, and I could totally be wrong, but that's what I see as the best possibilities here, um, for Bitcoin here. And if we go to the 15-minute here, yeah, it does look like Bitcoin has lost the 50K mark. So you saw a little dip in the past few minutes here. But yeah, again, on the 4 hour at least, there's still room to make a higher low. Really, I would say here on like the 15-minute, it's looking like 48,900. If we can stay above that, you might see Bitcoin come back up and make a higher high. So we'll see. But it does look like Bitcoin may be forming a bear flag here, which is one of the scenarios where we do, possibly in a week or, a few days to a week, we kind of roll over and head back down to possibly lower levels or the same level around 46,000. Hey, Duck. Hope you're doing good, man. RLC's up 40%. So that's good. Aave is moving, so I'm pretty happy with that today. Kawapi, no problem, man. If you guys if you guys like the content, please feel free to subscribe or follow. Yeah, RLC is a beast. Let's take a look here. Yeah, looking good. If you can hold these levels here, that's where a lot of the congestion was right before it spiked here. So, and you still, you made a higher high, higher low on the bigger picture here. So, if this move continues to go up, we'll see. It's possible, if you don't break all-time highs, that you just start getting tighter and tighter here and form a big, pattern. But we'll have to see. Doggers, well, at least you had some stop losses. Yeah, so as far as my game plan goes, relatively soon, I feel like we're kind of in the last week or two, if you heard what I said about Bitcoin, where altcoins have a chance to, really gain, especially on their Bitcoin pairings. And within the next week or two, I am mainly allocated to altcoins right now. And my plan has worked out for the most part. Not every trade has worked great. But some of my bigger plays like Aave, I've had this, I've been telling you guys about this for months, that it's one of my bigger bags, and I'm mainly doing it for the Bitcoin pairing here. So, I've been watching this play out, and the last few days have really, my patience and going up and coming back down, going up, coming back down, going up here and coming all the way back down here. My patience has been tested multiple times, but I have conviction with like this play fundamentally, and just by the chart here, I told you guys I was in this down at the bottom here when we were at 0.65 to 0.7007 on the Bitcoin pairing. And, I said I think it's going up to 14 at the very least to test highs again. And that is where I still think it's headed. We've already hit 0.012. So, that is an 80% move against Bitcoin. 14 would make it a 100% move. So, I will be taking most of my profits if we can get up here. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but things are looking good. And especially if Bitcoin can move up just a little bit more, I think that will get Aave up here. But my point is, over the next week or two, I'm hoping this happens within a week. I'm going to be selling a lot of my Aave back into Bitcoin, as well as my other altcoins as they start hitting targets, or even if some of them don't. I don't want to be stuck holding altcoins when Bitcoin starts, either when it drops, if it does drop down to the 42K level. Doggers, I'm thinking, probably within 2 to 3 weeks. If it does, I think it would probably be around that time. The end of May is a very good possibility. And I don't want to be stuck holding all altcoins when Bitcoin either drops to that level or when it starts taking off, which I've been saying I think will happen in a couple weeks. So either way, whether it drops down there or starts taking off from here, either way, once it drops down there, I think it's going to immediately start reversing. And I think a lot of the money is going to flow right back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance will start going up. So, I don't want to be trying to time it perfectly. Now, the altcoins can really make really nice gains in the last couple weeks of a alt season, which I would say we are in somewhat of an alt season. And, so you don't want to miss out on those gains, but you also don't want to be stuck holding your bags when, Bitcoin starts pumping and the altcoin, you're losing those gains in Bitcoin because you're holding altcoins that are not moving as much. So, or bleeding. So it is a kind of a tightrope walk. But I'm trying to give you guys a heads up that I think it's going to happen in about 2 to 3 weeks. I would say 1 to 3 weeks, to give myself a little wiggle room there. So what I'm telling you now, I am starting to take some of my alt profits and move them back into Bitcoin. I have been holding mainly altcoins, but I do think, and you see all this FUD happening. You see Binance getting, investigated, even though it's not really like that, but that's how the media is portraying it. You see, the whole Elon energy thing that's been debunked many times. A lot of seems like a colluded or just some collusion on everything bad coming out in media about Bitcoin right now, which tells me they're trying to get retail to sell them their Bitcoin, to panic sell. And this has happened before in the past, and normally it's right before Bitcoin starts taking off again. So do I think OMG can reach its previous? Let's take a look. So what you got to remember, Duck, is that I think OMG, I haven't even looked at it yet, but I think it will definitely hit its previous all-time high against Bitcoin. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think it will definitely hit even up here, but this might happen at the after Bitcoin tops out. Okay, so that wasn't even it. Okay, so yeah, all the way up here. So this could happen all the way up here, which would be basically a 1,500% move from where it is now against Bitcoin. Now, this seems crazy, but this is what can happen after Bitcoin tops out. So I don't think this is going to happen during this part of the alt season. When we get the parabolic alt season that happens at the end of the cycle, these types of moves can happen. Okay? Now, is it possible for OMG to keep gaining over the next week? Like I said, it is true that right before Bitcoin starts taking off again, we're probably going to see the biggest gains in this early phase here. So yeah, my point is, I don't know which altcoins are going to get the rotation in before it happens, but a lot of these altcoins will probably do very well in the next week or two. It's just the timing. So it's hard to, it's hard to say, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, Duck. Like, if you were in back, in March, this was already, you're already up 100%. But yeah, getting one more leg up, even up to like this level here, is certainly possible. I'm just, it's not financial advice. It definitely could happen. So, and I mean, this looks really good because you can see you're holding support from the previous high here. And it's just how long is it going to take before that leg up happens. But like I said, I think a lot of these can start moving very fast, especially in the last few days, weeks of this, I would call this the first alt season of the bull run, and we'll probably only get 2 main alt seasons. Now, yes, Bitcoin dominance has fallen from 73% all the way down to 40%. So yes, alts have been gaining on Bitcoin since January, but not every alt. It wasn't like where every alt was doing multiples. You had to be in the right ones at the right times. That's always going to be the case in, bull markets. The money rotates, but when we see that parabolic alt season, if Bitcoin gets up to a $4 trillion market cap, and then it tops out, and then the money, that $4 trillion, or at least half of it, starts flowing into all of the alts, that is so much money, you will see crazy gains, 1,000% gains for some of the smaller cap plays. It will happen. So, that we have not seen. But in this last couple weeks, or the next week or two possibly, we could see some, big double-digit gains for a lot of coins. That's all I'm saying. Obviously, I can't tell the future, but that's kind of what my gut is telling me, and the charts make sense for that. It makes sense for that sort of thing to happen. things are getting fruity. Yeah, things are getting fruity. So we'll see, but you can see Ethereum still, Ethereum is kind of, Ethereum has now had its big pump, and first Bitcoin got the pump, now Ethereum gets the pump, and now a lot of that market cap from Ethereum and still from Bitcoin will start trickling down when Ethereum calms down. You're going to start to see the mid-cap plays get some big, booms. Some of the large cap plays still. And then the final few days, the small cap plays will get it. So that's how the money rotates. So you saw Cardano, having a nice big move again. So, yeah, I'm just saying I think at some point soon we're going to see everything, finalize, and then everything goes back into Bitcoin, or the majority of the money flow into Bitcoin for the next big phase. So, sorry I'm rambling a lot, guys. I'm just trying to, I know some of you guys, are waiting for me to give you this type of information because I feel somewhat responsible for those of you that listen to me most days. So I'm letting you know what I'm doing, and yeah, you guys can, gonna have to make up your minds on how you want to play it. So with Ethereum here, you can see we kind of have a head and shoulders pattern forming here, but it's not perfect, but it is possible that Ethereum starts cooling off here at 4,000. I'm like the cool crypto uncle. All right, I'll take what I could get. Oh, look at that! I've been in full screen that whole time. All right, let's take a look at some coins here. Yeah, like I said, Aave making all-time highs today at 634, but now getting rejected again, and it's mainly due to Bitcoin. I'm guessing Bitcoin is dropping. Okay, so it hasn't actually made a lower low yet. It's getting a little bounce here on the 15-minute. But if we go to like the 4-hour, let's see. Yeah, so we'll see. You see, we're still making slightly higher highs, and we'll see if we can, do something like that. Basically move sideways, but go slightly up over the period of time. And that would be that's basically a bear flag if we do something like that. Which means as soon as, you know, if we do break, we're probably headed down. So but again, this might take, you know, if we do something like this, could take a week. But I am hoping Bitcoin can get up to like 52, 53,000. Like I said, I'm eager to get some of my altcoins into Bitcoin, and to hit some of my targets. I don't think I can have Bitcoin dropping. You know, Bitcoin needs a little life to get my altcoins up there. So we'll see what happens. Ethereum right at 4,000, trying to hold 4,000 there. And if we look at the volume, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. Pancake swap. Pancake swap in a retracement since it hit $44, and I'm sure the whole Binance FUD isn't helping. Still up 7% today. Here's Uniswap, which has really been holding up pretty well. In this range here. Here is Link, struggling to hold that that first fib level, that first fib extension level from back there. We could probably do a new Fibonacci level. We do something like that. Yeah, you can see we did get a nice support here right on there, and then basically found support on the 786. And now we're above it again. So if you can hold here, eventually I think you go back up to $54. Here is Cosmos, Atom. Yeah, in a downtrend, but we'll see if it can hold these levels here. It'll probably break the trend, or the trend line anyway. And with the Uniswap to BTC, we're actually testing some previous all-time highs and some major resistance levels here. So we'll see if Uni can break above this finally. Litecoin, struggling a bit. It is possible we're coming back down to test this range again before you know, it's possible. We're losing the previous, or we already lost the previous all-time high, and now it's acting as resistance. So we definitely need to break that again. Otherwise, it is very possible we come back down to test, you know, probably around 250, 260 by that time before going up again. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Seems like we're getting a decent bump. Matic has just been a beast. Probably one of the best coins this year to have owned. And we charted it all the way back here at 30 cents. Could have been a nice 4x gain from where it is now. That's crazy. That was even after it pumped. What a beast. Synthetics moving. I talked about synthetics a lot. Very similar to the Aave chart. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it got up here eventually. This is Curve. Curve's looking good. So it already kind of a big DeFi play and got up and is holding above the previous resistances, and yeah, I think good chance you get back up to test all-time highs again soon, or at least these local highs. Let me know if there's any coins you guys want to check out. This is Terra Virtua. Had a big run NFT play. And look at that, it's all the way back down to where we started. So, but this wouldn't be a bad entry, you know. Although I'm really not going to be making many new entries at this point because of everything I said earlier. I'm switching to Bitcoin as soon as I can, kind of. Here is Pokemon. And yeah, it's pretty much retraced back down before that pump. That's why I am always kind of hesitant. I mean, it did make a higher high than like here and a higher low, so but it's got to hold up here and get some more volume. But you can see Bitcoin dominance continuing to make all-time lows, or this all-time lows this year lows, yearly lows. What's up, TN Tiz? How's it going? Any coins you interested in looking at today? If you want to look at any altcoins, yeah, just let me know. TN says, I transferred some ETH from my Crypto.com wallet to MetaMask and that worked. When I transferred the ETH back to the same address, said successful, but ETH hasn't shown up in 2 days. Well, Etherscan shows it successful. Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Now, when you say the same address, did you just... so it's not still in your MetaMask wallet? It's gone out of your MetaMask. Is that right? Let me just... I'm not familiar with how crypto.com like has their addresses. Like there should be an Ethereum address and a Bitcoin address. So I'm just hoping that, you know, you put in the right one. Right, but so you can, there's um I'm trying to let me look something up real quick. Send ETH and receive ETH are different addresses. Yeah. Well, I believe they are. They may be in crypto.com. I'm not sure if they are in MetaMask. Um, yeah, no, they are different. So they are different. The send and receive ETH addresses. So that's probably what messed up. But maybe contact crypto.com and tell them the problem. And maybe if you're lucky, you know, maybe it got sent to them, like tell them and send them the ether scan. So maybe it went to them somehow, since it's partially their address, I guess. I really don't know exactly how it works on their website. And then there's a slight chance it just somehow comes back in a couple days, but that's very doubtful. Okay, yeah, I would do that. Sorry that happened. Yeah, it's always... Oh, it was only 250. Yeah, okay. That's not the end of the world, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe you could get it back. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, it's always stressful sending crypto, you know. You want to make sure everything goes smoothly. What's up, ASM? So, yeah, I did a whole rant. So when the stream's done, the video will upload, and you should rewatch the first like 20 minutes. I give my whole analysis on what I think's gonna happen. Um, but really quickly, I'll give you, you know, another. This is a 15-minute. Let's go to 2 hour. So, what I think is a good possibility for Bitcoin is that we yeah, we can check some of those out. Tientas. For Bitcoin, what I think is a good possibility is that we kind of make a bear flag here over the next week or two until we finally drop, and I think we'll either find support at 46,000 or a good chance we find support at 42,000. And in either scenario, I think after that, one last dip down, Bitcoin will actually start to recover rather quickly, and we will start moving back up to all-time highs and farther than that. I think the time is getting very close, like 2 to 3 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks before that starts happening. But there's a very good chance we have one more dip before that to 46K, and possibly even more likely down to 42K. But again, I don't think we'll be at 42K for more than like, I think we'll get back up past 45K within probably an hour of hitting 42K. Like, I think we'll have a V-shaped recovery there. So yeah, that's what I think will probably happen with that. Again, not financial advice, but that's how I'm playing it. I'm going to start converting a lot of my alts into Bitcoin in preparation for that over the next week or two. Yeah, basically, yeah, I think it's going to be a nice reset for Bitcoin, and we'll reset a lot of indicators, so basically we can get going again. Yeah, no problem. Why is that saying? Just gonna re-upload my trading view here. Go. Dent coin. Yeah, we've been looking at Dent the past few days. Oh, and sorry, Tiz, I'm going to get to XRP too. Um, yeah, Dent's, we thought it was going to hold up here, but I guess with Bitcoin, it kind of dragged it down back to this lower level here at about 0.005, basically zero point 0.5 cents. And I think now if Bitcoin drops to 42, there's a good chance maybe you break this. But in the meantime, for the next week, I don't know if it's going to get the pump that you guys might be looking for in that period of time. But I think 0.005 here is a very, very strong support. So basically, if I didn't think Bitcoin was going to drop anytime soon, I would be this would be a very low risk buying opportunity in my opinion, because there's a lot of upside, and I don't think, without any drastic move from Bitcoin, I really don't, I see Dent going up from here. If that makes sense. I don't see much downside left for Dent. I don't think many traders are going to let it get down to these levels before buying it. So yeah, it's kind of a tricky time. In my opinion, it feels like a lot of things are kind of in motion here. So, but, if, before Bitcoin drops, if it does, then I think a lot of altcoins will be moving very, very well. They'll be having some serious pumps. It just kind of depends on which altcoins get the rotation, get the cycle of money flowing through them. So now Ethereum may be slowing down, and I see that money and a lot of that market cap, a lot of possibly Cardano's market cap, Binance, and Bitcoin starting to flow down to some of the large cap plays that haven't moved. Possibly XRP gets another bump, Litecoin, and then a lot of the mid cap plays. And then I'm assuming, I know Dent got up there pretty high, but I'm assuming at this point it's probably not, probably a small to mid cap play. So it is possible towards the final days before Bitcoin starts moving one way or the other, that the money flows into Dent again and you get some nice move like this. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm personally focused more on the mid to large cap plays right now. I think they're safer, less risky at this moment, because it's kind of, iffy what's going to happen. You're waiting for Dent to drop to buy? Yeah, so again, I think these are good levels for buying just at this moment in time, I'm not going to be taking the risk, just in case, you know, because things with Bitcoin are a little iffy. So that's, but, if I was looking at this chart a couple months ago, this wouldn't have looked like a bad spot to buy, in my opinion. Let's take a look at XRP. I did want to look at XRP here. Yeah, so we have this fib level here from the $1.96 it got to, and yeah, it's looking good. You've basically broken the downtrend, and now you trying to climb up the rungs of this fib level, these fib levels here, and then obviously Bitcoin kind of messed the momentum up of going back up, but it seems like you're holding support within these two, the 0.382 and the basically $1.30 and $1.42. You have a lot of support here and here. So this is probably going to act as a pretty strong area. But yeah, I would not be surprised if XRP gets a little boost here all of a sudden. Especially, with Elon tweeting about the whole Bitcoin energy thing, even though it's a bunch of crap. He put at the end, we're looking at coins that use less than 1% of what Bitcoin's energy use is. The argument could be made that XRP is, as far as like transactions go, one of the main coins that could substitute in for that area. And it does use, 1% of the energy use. Now, there's a lot of other factors that, come into play where, there are some cons to that being used. It's a lot more centralized. So, but all I'm saying is people could speculate, and it could, it could be one of the coins to get a little favor from that whole narrative. Let's see here. VeChain. Yeah, so VeChain, erase these. Oops, not that one. You can see here that now we've pretty much, I know we wicked down here quickly, but then we made a couple more candles here where we've basically put in a triple bottom at this point. So I like to see that. And you've had nice look like you're making some progress getting up here, and then Bitcoin dropped and brought you back down to these levels, but this level held. So a lot of like really smart traders that are trying to be, you know, 3 steps ahead, they would have already had buy orders in down here, knowing that it's held support twice in this area. A lot of them will put buy orders here and here, hoping for these dips because they know they're going to get bought up really quick. Maybe this one did not get as much momentum back up as, you know, someone would have hoped, but this looks like pretty nice support here. And, you know, if you can get back above, you can see you got back up here above, where is this? 18.7 cents roughly, 18.8, but you were unable to kind of hold it. And so you're back down here. But if you can, I mean, it seems to be doing exactly what Bitcoin's doing. So it's just kind of following Bitcoin's move. But if you can kind of separate and hold this support, you can see that's also acted historically as a nice support area before moving up, you know, to much higher highs. So, you know, you can see moved up basically 2 fib levels here, 2 fib levels here, and 3 fib levels here when you were able to hold this level here around 18.8. So yeah, you're hoping, it looks like it's following Bitcoin pretty well. So you're hoping Bitcoin can get up a little further, and that gets you up here and you can make support on that fib level, because then you might be able to get a nice, you know, some nice little movement going. Shiba. All right, let's excuse me, let's take a look here. Just want to see the gains on this thing. Yeah, 2,200 roughly. Wow. Yeah, so I'm don't you know, Kevin, I'm already famous. Yeah, so this one's kind of hard. I believe this is the one that Vitalik dumped, or he either dumped or he sold or gave away like $1 billion to the India COVID Foundation, or you know, the charity there. So you know, it's hard to tell if this one's going to get moving again. But just purely technicals, let's see. So just purely technicals, if you see this line, and this is the 1 hour, so you got to take it with a grain of salt, but this trend line was holding you down, and you have finally broken it, and it looks like you're making support on these previous highs here. So you got right there, you are like literally, you know, making support. So you really want that to hold. Right now you're like very close to it, but you did break the downtrend, the major downtrend for the past few days, and I mean, if this does have another leg up, it would probably, you know, start around this area. So, but, you know, fundamentally, I'm not so sure how this coin holds up. I don't really think it's worth the market cap it has. And you know, it's definitely a risky one. So, because you have, you know, it went up a lot, but that also means there's a lot to lose here. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be investing in this one. To be honest, I haven't touched Doge as much as I've been tempted to, or this one, or, you know, any of the you know, scam coins out there. I just haven't had the stomach to mess with them, and I don't really like investing in coins that at least don't have some sort of fundamentals backing it too. So you know, that's not to dog on any. So one I'm considering getting in is Wex Swap. Let me see. Or it's Walt Finance, but the token is Wex, WEX. And some of the good traders that I follow, you know, have been promoting it, and it's actually dropped a lot with Bitcoin dropping, so it's kind of at a pretty good discount. Here, I'll pull it up here. So it's kind of like Pancake Swap, but it's only $138,000 market cap, but it's already doing like pretty good volume. A couple traders that I know, not that I know, but that I've been following for a long time, think it's going to do very well. And you can see with the price here, it got up to $37 and now it's at 14. So, and that's mainly due to Bitcoin dropping. So now it's already up like it's still up 500% in the past 14 days. So I'm not telling, you know, this is a, you know, a lower cap. It's 138 million, so it's not that low. But it could have a lot of potential. So, especially until Uniswap gets fixed, it could do pretty well. So, it's with the Binance Smart Chain. So yeah, it's up 42% today. You know, it was at $10 here for a little bit. So yeah, I'm not telling anyone to go buy it, but I'm considering putting a little bit of my, you know, more risky allocation in there because I think it could do, you know, I mean, apparently it's better than Pancake Swap, and Pancake Swap is, you know, like that would be its competitor. And PancakeSwap has a $5 billion evaluation. So even if WEX got to $1 billion, that's like a 6x. So yeah, that would be the one I like at this moment in time. Let's take a look. This is the one I've been, I keep going back to this chart. This is the one I've been, anybody who watches this channel, I've been, I guess you could say, shilling Aave. And it's not like it's a small cap. It's a big cap. DeFi lending, you know, it's like the top 30 all, you know, in between 30 and number 25 in ranking. But I've watched this move last summer and it's formed a beautiful pattern here, and I've been telling people to get in, you know, throughout this whole area, and you know, it's up 80% from there. And the Bitcoin chart is one I've really been focused on. Hitting all-time highs against Bitcoin will basically double my Bitcoin. You know, whatever I put in here, I'll have double it in Bitcoin if we are able to hit this top level up here. So, and it's been getting rejected on there, but at this very moment, it looks like it might try to go test it again. So it needs a big boost, but we will see. I've been very patient on this one, and I'm really hoping we can get up there, because that's been like my #1 goal for the past few months. So, but it's had a very nice couple of days, so we'll see. But with that, guys, I'm actually gonna leave it there today. I'll be back Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for sticking it out with me, guys. Hopefully, you know, what I predicted with Bitcoin will, you know, still be in play at that point. And hopefully, you know, this weekend we might see some really nice altcoin gains. If Bitcoin can keep gradually climbing up a little bit this weekend, and not roll over too early, we might see a lot of nice altcoin gains, and Bitcoin dominance continue to fall to that. At this point, I'm looking at 35.4 for Bitcoin dominance. This red line down here, this is the bottom. This is the lowest Bitcoin dominance has ever gotten. And I wouldn't be surprised if getting down there is the launch pad for Bitcoin to take the reins again. It's all kind of lining up that way. So we will see what happens, but that's kind of my prediction. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. God bless.